How's it going, everyone? Got a lot of exciting news to go over as far as PlayStation news and updates go. One of my favorite games that I talk about ad nauseum on this channel may be seeing a PlayStation 5 and PC re-release. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to ask you guys, please like this video and do leave a comment with your thoughts. It really does help out the channel a lot, and it is much appreciated. Gravity Rush 2 Remastered is reportedly coming to PlayStation 5 and PC. The news is coming courtesy of Orange via the Team Alua Gravity Rush Discord server. Orange previously leaked that a Gravity Rush movie was in development and it would be revealed at CES, which came true. According to the report, the game is currently in playtesting. The user also said that GR2 will first be coming to PlayStation 5 with the PC release following some point thereafter. I feel like with these remastered releases, they should just drop it on PC and PlayStation 5 at the same time. I don't know if it's an issue of they're continuing to put work on the PC version and just getting the port right is going to take a little bit, but why do this delayed release gimmick? Like, it really isn't going to sell any PlayStation 5s that Gravity Rush 2 Remastered is an exclusive on PlayStation 5. It's a game that you really want the largest audience playing the game as possible, especially ahead of the release of the movie. You want as many people playing this game, and you want to grow the IP. I think Gravity Rush is a criminally underrated IP. I mean, I've talked about this ad nauseum. I played Gravity Rush when it came out on the PlayStation Vita, thought the game was remarkable. Played GR Remastered when it came out on PlayStation 4, thought it was really good, and then I played Gravity Rush 2, thought that game was a significant improvement upon the original, and the franchise is just one that I feel like can pop off. I feel like it can resonate with a larger audience. It just needs the right promotional push, and on top of that, needs to be released on the right platforms. Gravity Rush is one of those games that I don't think it'll ever be a PlayStation 5 system seller, but can I think it can be a good IP? Yes, but you need to get this game to as many hands as possible, to as many people playing as possible. I think Gravity Rush would be a game that would do remarkably well on the Nintendo Switch. I know Sony and PlayStation aren't going to look at doing that, but what they can do is create a residual revenue stream on PC, grow the Gravity Rush IP on PC, and do a lot of work there, because I don't know how excited people are going to get for a GR2 remaster on PlayStation 5. Look, I'll be personally very excited for it, and it'll be interesting if they do add any new content with a lot of these remasters that they've just been dropping. A little one called Last of Us Part 2 just came out remastered, and the no return mode was received really, really strongly. They could do something to extend the gameplay of Gravity Rush 2 a little bit. Obviously, it would be upgraded from a visual and performance standpoint, but they could do a little bit more, especially to get people excited for it. And generally speaking, Sony and PlayStation, they don't do free upgrades, so I doubt, gonna press X to doubt on Gravity Rush 2 being a free upgrade. It'll probably be a $10 upgrade at the very least, and then if you want to buy it standalone, I would expect a $40 to $50 price tag attached to it. But if you're gonna charge for a $10 upgrade, do a little bit. Get the upgrade going a little bit, maybe add some additional content. I can't imagine that that would be too difficult to do. And then ultimately, you're incentivizing and upping the value proposition when you do ultimately release it on PC, and you're gonna get people excited and maybe a little bit more willing to spend $40 to $50 on the game. Sony's PC strategy, while I am very happy for it, more people getting to play their great games, and they're expanding their portfolio and creating another residual revenue stream for them, which is great for them. It's more money in their pockets. I do question some of the things that they do. For example, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection coming to PC without Uncharted 1 through 3. For example, Sackboy: A Big Adventure getting ported to PC with little to no promotion and it peaking at like 300 concurrent players. Yeah, stuff like that is a little bit jarring to me, and I think it would be much more beneficial to port a game that people, while it might be a little bit more of a niche audience, I do think a game like Gravity Rush 2 can pop off on PC, because this is the kind of game that the people in the know that have played the game think very highly about it, and I do think it would do fairly well on PC. Am I saying it's going to pull God of War numbers? Probably not, but I think it would do fairly well, and it's just interesting to me that they would port a game like Sackboy: A Big Adventure before Gravity Rush 2, because Sackboy, you're releasing at $60, you're not selling many copies, the game wasn't a slam dunk home run critical reception on PlayStation 5 either. It was a game that, on the surface, I could have told you that game wasn't going to resonate on PC, and I've been wrong before, but like, it's very easy to see that that game wasn't going to be a gigantic pop-off on PC. Maybe it was one that was easy to port. I don't know. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but Gravity Rush 2 is one that I personally wanted to see be released on more platforms, but I knew that it was a selfish idea because I just didn't know if Sony viewed the Gravity Rush IP like that. I know people got excited about the movie coming out, but sometimes they announce these movies, the movies come out, it's a little to no fanfare, and then you never hear about the IP again. So, like, I didn't think the movie was a slam dunk indication that Gravity Rush was going to be more utilized as an IP, but man, I really hope it does well on PlayStation 5 and PC, because I ultimately do want to see a Gravity Rush 3 one day. I think Gravity Rush 3 could be tremendous, and I think this is an IP that can resonate. I think the main character can be a integral mascot for PlayStation as well. I'm not saying Kat's gonna be as big as Kratos or Aloy or anything like that, but I do think she could be a mascot character for Sony and PlayStation. Maybe I'm pushing Gravity Rush a little bit too much, and obviously it's a game that a lot of you guys are sick and tired of me talking about on this channel, but man, the game is readily available for cheap. At this point, I probably wouldn't pick up Gravity Rush 2 until we figure out what is going on with this release and this remaster. Now, we are reportedly gonna hear news about the game in May, so we'll see how that turns out. This isn't going to be a game, I would imagine, that'll require a very lengthy turnaround time. Remember, Last of Us Part 1 was revealed in, I want to say, June, and then it came out in September, somewhere around that time frame. And Last of Us Part 2, very similar. It was announced, and then it came out a couple months later. I very much expect that to be the case with Gravity Rush 2, and maybe they also see it from the standpoint as, hey, first party doesn't got a lot of big games coming out this year. Let's do a remastered release. Let's do a couple of these remastered releases, and let's incentivize people checking these games out, these older titles that we do have in the back catalog. I've been saying that given that this is going to be a quiet year, utilize some remasters. I know remasters isn't as simple as snapping your fingers and the remaster is out, but Gravity Rush 2, I think this is very smart. Getting it on PC. Ratchet and Clank Future, like, I know there are PlayStation 3 games, but we can figure it out. We can figure out how to get the Ratchet and Clank Future games on PlayStation 4 and 5. Like, this shouldn't be rocket science, and those games are just getting lost in the ether, which is just so unfortunate because PlayStation 3 backwards compatibility is never gonna happen. So can we get a future remastered collection? Can we get something like a Killzone 2 remaster? Look, you spent all this money on live service titles and it's not gonna come to fruition. Can we get some of these PS3 games remastered? You can make money off it. Release Killzone 2 on PC as well. See how much money you print on that. Thank me later, because this idea seems so obvious to me, and again, I don't know the ins and outs of creating, you know, a remaster and how expensive it actually is, but I have to imagine that you just blew all this money on live service games, some of them being canceled, some of them never seeing the light of day. How about we utilize some of those resources, and probably a lot lesser resources? Yes, they're not going to be able to make you a gravy train of money that I'm sure you hoped that The Last of Us Factions mode was going to be able to do, that I'm sure you hoped all these other live service games are going to do for you, but you're going to create a lot of goodwill with the consumers, and you're going to get that residual revenue stream on PlayStation 5 and PC. Guys, I'm just saying some of these games would do really, really well, and I think Gravity Rush 2 on PC will do really well. The thing is, on PlayStation 5, you can already play the PlayStation 4 version, so I don't think people are going to get overly excited about it unless there's some sort of new content proposition added as well, which I think would be very, very smart. So you would get people on PC excited as well if you're dropping $40, $50 on a game that came out in 2017, and you would get the PlayStation people excited as well. It just makes sense on a lot of fronts, but even if it's just a straight up remaster with visual improvements and performance improvements, I would be happy with that as well. But that is going to do it for me. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and can we get a hell yeah for Gravity Rush being revitalized as an IP? This is what we need. Some of these classic IPs just being utilized within the PlayStation portfolio. I get it that they're very excited about, you know, the gravy train propositions of possibilities of games like Concord and Fair Game. We'll see how that turns out. Helldivers 2 popped off, so we can't put anything past it as far as those games popping off, but I feel like there can be a little bit of a balancing act, and I feel like they went so far in one direction that it's going to bite them in the ass this year. Thankfully, they pretty much have no competition, so they're going to be absolutely fine, but could you imagine if Xbox was really popping off? It would be a little dicey this year, but thankfully they're in a position where they really don't have to give a crap. So that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm very excited for it, excited for a new audience to check it out on PC, and I think it'll do very well over there, and hopefully the IP in totality gets revitalized, and maybe one day we'll see a Gravity Rush 3. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.